Hello, everyone. It's Dennis here. I'm back with Steve Frosty Weintraub in Las Vegas covering CinemaCon for us at Collider. You just came out of the Paramount panel, and you got to see some footage from Terminator Dark Fate, right?
Dude, they showed us about, I would say, 4 to 5 minutes of the movie. Unfinished effects, but they were very good, but it was still unfinished effects. The footage was absolutely fantastic, looked epic in scale and scope, and I'm happy to describe what we saw. What would you like to know?
Well, yeah, for people who don't know, this is another one of the Terminator franchise. James Cameron's producing it. Tim Miller of Deadpool fame is directing it, and this one is supposed to take place after Terminator 2 and kind of disregarding the rest of the other ones, correct?
That's 100% true. It completely takes place after Terminator 2. Pretend the other Terminator sequels don't exist. Linda Hamilton is back. Arnold Schwarzenegger is back. And the footage feels like it takes place in the same universe as Terminator 2.
Okay, so what'd you see?
The film opens in Mexico City. It is unclear what the year is. There are two people sitting on a car. There's a bridge. The first shot is actually on a bridge, and the lightning starts to crackle like the way you see in Terminator and Terminator 2, and a bubble is starting to form on the bridge. But in this one, the bubble is actually halfway through the bridge, so half of the bubble is below the surface. Meanwhile, it cuts to these two people that are making out far away from the bridge, but close enough on like the riverbed. And they're sitting on their car, they're seeing the crackling, and all of a sudden the bubble appears, and it's Msckenzie Davis, full like nude. She's in the bubble, she falls and bounces off of these two beams, hits the ground. And it's at that moment, since none of us knew what Msckenzie Davis was playing, I'm like, oh, she's going to be a Terminator because there's no way to survive that fall. The two people see her fall, think it's just a human. And they say, we got to go help her. We got to go save her. They go over. She's out of it and spaced out. They escort her towards the car where they are. And then a whole bunch of police cars show up. And they start giving the two of them a hassle, and they're explaining she fell from the bridge. And they're like, yeah, nude girl. They just discount the whole thing. The cops are then cuffing the two of the people that rescued her, and then Msckenzie basically wakes up, and then there is a just completely badass scene where she proceeds to disarm, uses the vision, if you will, to see where the guns are, and then she proceeds to kick the shit out of the police officers. Absolutely, it just knocks them around like they're nothing. She then takes the clothing off of one of the people that saved her. And then drives off in the car. It is extremely well shot, this sequence, very fast moving. It just felt like you're in the Terminator world. From there, we're on a bridge, a completely different bridge. It's daylight. There is the guy from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., he is playing a Terminator, a liquid Terminator that can, I guess, split in two. That's the gimmick in this movie. The Terminator can split. I think his name is, I can't remember his name, but the point is that he's on a bridge, he's a little bit liquidy, and he is going after Msckenzie Davis, who has rescued a woman. We're not really sure who this woman is. It's out of context, and he is... the liquidish Terminator is running towards them. There is she says, Msckenzie Davis says, I'm going to protect you, whatever. Another Terminator, the skeleton Terminator, that is not shiny like the previous Terminator movies, but dulled, so not reflective, is coming at them as well. And she says, when they kill me, you run. Or when they attack me, you run. So they're coming at her, and the Terminator with liquid is extending his arm the way you saw it in Terminator 2. Meanwhile, a truck comes and hits one of the Terminator, that's the skeleton, and then Linda Hamilton gets out and proceeds to do the most badass shit you have ever seen in a Terminator movie. She has this huge gun and is attacking the liquidy Terminator, just pummeling him with bullets. And then as he's running at Msckenzie and the other woman, she's just annihilating him to the point where he flips over the bridge. And then she takes out a different weapon and then blows up the other Terminator. And Msckenzie, and the woman says to Msckenzie, "Who is that?" And she's like, "I don't know." Linda comes over to Msckenzie and the woman standing over the bridge, looks over, looks at them and says, "I'll be back." And then proceeds and walks away. I really wish they would release a little sequence of this scene because it is so good and exactly what you want to see in the Terminator movie. Linda Hamilton kicking ass. It's just fantastic. Then we get a montage of a whole bunch of stuff that is massive. There's a huge plane sequence where there are planes attacking planes and ramming into each other. There's Arnold looking older with Linda in a car. There's, it looks like it's in the future where you have the machines and the vehicles you've seen in the past. It just looks epic in scale and scope. The action looks immense, and it looks like everything you've wanted in a Terminator sequel. And it really looks like this would be quote unquote Terminator 3, if you will. And it feels like you're in the same universe that's come before. Tim Miller was on stage beforehand saying that, Terminator 2, how much they mean to him. He was actually getting choked up on stage, ready to almost cry, just saying how much this meant to him being a part of this franchise. And it's like he studied what Cameron did and then proceeded to do his own thing, but using the Cameron movies as the jumping off point and making sure that what he did felt like it existed in the same universe. I absolutely 100% loved this footage. It was amazing. If they released it online, people would freak out.
Awesome. Oh, the actor's name is Gabriel Luna, the guy from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that's playing the Terminator.
I thought it was Diego, but it's Gabriel.
No, yeah,
Luna.
Gabriel.
And he looked great, by the way. And again, the footage we saw, none of the VFX were finished, and it still looked like, oh shit, this is fantastic.
Yeah, this is getting me excited. Terminator is one of my favorite franchises, and you saying that this is kind of almost like the real Terminator 3. This is the Terminator 3. I'm telling you, it's amazing. I some of the best stuff I've seen at CinemaCon. Cool.
Absolutely.
Cool. I'm sure a lot of fans are going to be very excited for this one. Thanks a lot, Frosty, for chiming in and give us the lowdown on what you saw there.
Oh, also, I should say that if you would like a more in-depth recap, Jeff Snyder is writing it up right now in the press office. It'll be on Collider, hopefully within an hour.
Yeah.
On the website.
On the website, Collider.com. We also have a bunch of other coverage from CinemaCon that you and Jeff have been doing on the website, and we've had some videos covering the Disney panels and the Fox Disney merger and the WB panel before as well. So, all right. Thanks a lot, Frosty.
Thank you for having me on.
All right. See you later.